Okay, I think we are now live on Facebook via
All right.
Zoom. Isn't technology amazing? Hi, everyone. I felt
Okay.
super inspired earlier because Sean here, very good friend of mine, Sean Entin, right here, had an amazing report this morning in a group we're all in together. He sent a video and a little bit of text talking about a miraculous transformation he's experienced very recently. And we got on the phone together and I just thought, let's just do it live right now. This is actually earlier. He can do it. Here we are now anyway. So Sean, without further ado, let's dive in. I'd love to hear about your results. I'd love for you to share this with our audience because now is a time when I think people need to hear this kind of stuff.
Of course. Well, thanks, Neil. And you know what? Anything for you. You're one of my guides, my mentors, my teachers. But I felt compelled to call you this morning because I was working on my trainer yesterday, and because I've been paralyzed for 10 years, shit, wait a second. Are we live?
Yeah. We are.
Because I was very inclined to send this to you because of what's happened to me, because I know you're in my corner and you're one of my biggest fans. And as we're about to see, what's happened this morning is, based on the podcast that I did with Dr. Dave Silverman regarding ASEA, I suggest you guys watch that podcast first, and because you'll get caught up to speed of what has happened to me. But what has happened to me is doesn't happen to many people until they're over like the age of 60 or 70 or even 80, and it happens to deal with the brain. And where part of one side of their body becomes weak and affected, and that happened to me. And so I was injured, and over the last 10 years, I've been regaining my movement on the weak side of my body, which is my left side. And I've been in so much agony and hurt that and just discomfort for so long that when I first started on the ASEA journey, I started seeing results within the first couple of weeks. But after now being on it for about 5 months, this is like I'm seeing another whole new level of things happening to me. And this is the product here. It's called the ASEA, which is, I call it the white bottle, which is the gel. And I've been applying this to my weak side, and my shoulder doesn't always sit in a socket. It's just dislocated. And after applying this for about 6 months, about twice a day, putting it on my throat, my vagus nerve, and just on everywhere, it took away the hurt from a 9 or a 10 to about a 2 or 3, which is manageable.
Amazing. And you've been drinking it.
And I've been drinking it. I'm now up to 8 to 10 ounces a day, which is about a normal. And the breakthroughs are happening every week now, Neil. It's like one thing after another. In the beginning, my vision, I started to regain my eyesight. My vision started to come back, my hearing, my cognitive, my ability just to be calmer, my sleep. And now, as of yesterday, I don't know if you want to show the video of what just happened.
Yeah, I'd love to. Maybe this is a good time to share this. This is pretty amazing.
And then I'll walk them through this, because I've had no use of my left side, not like this, for 10 years. And according to science and doctors, they basically say that I will never regain the function back. And I really believe the magic inside of this has helped me to regain the movement.
Amazing. Okay, so what are we seeing here?
So this is my left arm, which has been weak. I'm able to grip the bar and move it around and lift it above my chest, and I have full control of it.
And this is unheard of in the last 11 years?
This has not happened in 10 years, 11 years. Wow. But it's little by little. And what I'm saying right now is that there's no spasms and there's no discomfort. And the fact that I'm able to hold this for that long, I wasn't able to hold a grip like this even as of 3 months ago when we first did the original podcast with Dr. Dave Silverman. And since then, it's been, as you can see now, I got full control of that piping in my left arm, which is considered the weak arm. And you can even start to see now the triceps and the biceps are starting to rebuild. The trapezius muscles, the serratus muscle, the lats are coming back. My abs are starting to shape, and I'm able to get more of a workout with endurance and muscle building.
Now you're just showing
And
off.
what?
Now you're
I
just
want
showing off.
I want your guns. I want your body. But hey, listen, I've been an athlete my whole life, and to me, really, Neil, it's not just this; it's mindset, and it's having the belief that anything is possible. Because as we've all listened to Joe Dispenza, if part of the body is not working, and he always says this, it's a conscious energy. So what I've been really focusing in on meditating on, hey, a part of my brain here is not exactly flowing and working with this side of the body. If I send energy and belief to the side of the brain and start knocking on it, going through the back door, it's going to reroute the neuroplasticity. And while I'm applying this and then the redox and the cells are communicating, I'm doing everything I can right now. And maybe you can explain this, you being the health expert, what's happening, but I'm getting use of my left arm again. And I wouldn't be surprised within the next 6 months or a year, we'll see even more. And I'm going to keep, as I start making these videos, I'll start sharing them with you. But, maybe you can explain what this actually does.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say I've seen results even in the last 3 months, seeing you improve in the last 3 months. It's just extraordinary. I think what I like to do, and I think most of those results are attributable to your ASEA, right? Because you only started doing the meditations about a week ago. So I think what's really happening, what I like to do with the body is try and simplify things and remind people that we are 50 to 100 trillion cells. That ASEA product creates something called redox signaling molecules. We don't really need to worry about that technical term or get scared by it, but think of it as addressing cell health. And there it is, redox signaling molecules. So if you look this, don't go and look it up, by the way, because it's just a war zone out there. Hear it from here, hear it from the ASEA science and from the people who've been using it. Every form of treatment works some of the time. So some people will use it and not get results. Other people will use it and get results. I haven't got huge results with it myself. I've noticed very subtle changes. With Sean, he's had some cell damage that has needed to be repaired. People who are chronically inflamed need cell damage to be repaired. They need to have more ability to create new cells that work because their bodies are toxic. So on a very simplistic level, our cells, we're 50 to 100 trillion cells, and they require basic fuels. They need oxygen, they need water, and this is in order: oxygen, water, nutrients, and they must be able to eliminate waste. But what I see ASEA doing is oxygenating the cells, hydrating the cells, it's detoxifying the cells. I'll never forget a doctor telling me that the ultimate cause of illness is the under-oxygenation of cells. And from a body electric standpoint, that means cancer, that means anything. From a body electric standpoint and healing as voltage standpoint, a characteristic of every illness is low voltage to an organ. So when oxygen drops and the cells become intoxicated, they lose the ability to work. So what Redox is doing, or what ASEA is doing from a simplistic standpoint, is basically raising the voltage in the body and enabling the mitochondria to function again. The mitochondria is like the battery of the cell. It's the energy component of the cell. So we're taking something that is going to address cell health, 50 to 100 trillion cells. It doesn't matter if you have a symptom name of X or Y or Z, or it doesn't matter what the symptom is. Everything is really a product of the same thing. Everything is about cell health. So that's the simplistic view of what's going on. If we can address cell health, we can address almost anything in the body, particularly if it's chronic inflammatory, and even when we have damage done to an organ like Sean has experienced. So how's that for a simplified version? Sure.
That's beautiful. And Neil, to add to this, I don't speak about all this, but I've noticed my testosterone has gone up. My I mean, it's like without getting into detail, I'm 50 and I've never had issues with ED ever. However, I feel like I'm 25 years old all over again, and my male organ it just seems to be like on fire. It just, things are happening in my body where it's like waking things up. And it's just not only not only what?
How are things in the morning?
Things are up in the morning. Things are up when I go to bed. I think it's up when I wake up. And it's just, if you're sleeping better and you're not inflamed and you're oxygenating the body and things are connecting, everything's going to start to work.
Completely.
I mean, and now that I are getting more use of my body and I'm not in discomfort or hurting, I can even get into different positions. And do things that I haven't done in so long.
I'm not going to go into details.
No, I don't want to go into details. I'm embarrassed. I'm even speaking about, I'm turning red right now because it's just, simple things that I don't need these right now to see. And how it's breaking the blood-brain barrier, because as you know, we're always looking for something to move forward, whether it's stem cells, whether it's some product or something. And I believe this product here is really helping me refine my balance, but regain my independence and be able to love myself and love other people. Because I felt invisible and I felt like I wasn't seen, because with a disability like I have or like other people have, it's tough for us. It's a struggle. We feel alone, we feel isolated, but all of a sudden things start to wake up in the body, from my arm to my sex drive. Hey, you know what? I'm ready to start talking to people. I'm back to life.
I love it.
And that's the way life should be, all about love, And what I always say is, you laugh, you learn, you love, and you just pay it forward and you give, and it's a community. And this here to me is rebuilding my community amongst my stroke hackers, amongst my community itself, amongst the cells, amongst all of us. And so
I love your persistence, and I really admire your persistence and the way you do this. Yeah, it's incredible being witness to your journey in the last not 11 years, but more recently, the last couple of years I've seen foundership. So it's just, it's my skin's better. My wrinkles are gone, my scars are going away, and it's just, I've done nothing new, but except for this, and like I said, I'm going to show people, there's no smell, there's no taste. It's clear. It's open. I put it on my neck. I put it on my face. It gets through the skin. It gets into my brain. And if I ever have a headache or anything, or I can't sleep, I put this on and it calms me down. I believe there's a direct, I believe my cortisol levels have dropped completely. My serotonin levels and my dopamine have increased. And those are the love chemicals, right, Neil? Don't people want to feel love? Oxytocin, vasopressin, your love chemicals heal the body as well.
And they also affect the they also affect the hippocampus, which controls memory, the past, the present, the future of everything else going to happen, and the amygdala, which affects speech, especially with people like myself. Yeah,
absolutely. Wow, Sean, you're an inspiration. I'm glad we did this interview, just very impromptu. I think you've said some pretty amazing things here. You just talked about results, both with the damage as a result of the brain injury and also your sex drive. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, by the way, just a thought I had. I'll never forget another talk, which is also in my book, by the way, The Vitality Secret. Sex challenges are never an isolated incident. So people go, I've got this thing called ED, or I've got low testosterone, and they'll often be put on some kind of medication, but it's all cell health. So if someone's inflamed and they got poor blood flow, it's not surprising to get some kind of challenge like that. And it's also not surprising to hear that things are even better because you've been addressing cell health, which is bringing inflammation down. They've shown scientifically that the ASEA product brings inflammation down, and it turns on genes that turn off with age. And it's extraordinary, their science, actually. So I love that. Sean, I'm going to bring this to a close now, because I think that's a good length time to
here's
talk.
what I'll tell everybody. you got to try this. It works. And I mean, it's guaranteed by the company. You don't like it, they'll send you back your money. It's amazing. I bought it for 6 years. I wish I would have started it sooner. And I feel obligated to tell the world about this because I think it's a miracle of water and it's a fountain of youth. I really do believe that. And the proof's in the pudding. It's happening to me. It's happening to so many people I'm talking to. And you may not see the huge results yet, Neil, but over time, you start to feel something. I'm sure of it. But you're also in great health, and things that you may have, used to feel like after like going kite surfing or something, you may have been sore. I don't know. Listen, you're still a human being. You can go kite surfing. If you go out there for 4 hours, you're going to be beat up and sore no matter what. Now your body takes less time to heal because the cells are communicating. It's like, let's go to where it is and let's take care of that.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed differences on my skin. If I ever get like a bit of eczema or something, I see it. I virtually see it healing fast. So that's probably the most obvious for me. So I think, give it a few more months for me. Hopefully I'll notice some other changes as well. But as you say, I'm not really inflamed. There's nothing crazy wrong, obviously out of balance. So it's harder to see with someone like me. I'm not trying to say, hey, look at me. I'm not. It's just harder to see it that way. And that said, I think it's a wonderful product for anyone to try if they have any kind of chronic symptom or just want more energy and better eyesight,
or then sleep better. And then I'll say this too, is that my hair, it's growing like crazy. I mean, I literally had this whole piece of my skull taken off and my hair is stronger. I mean, it's coming back faster. I'm having to cut my nails almost every other day now. So, and that's cell growth. I mean, there's things happening to me that are just like, it's crazy. It's just things are working. I'm walking faster. I'm feeling better. I'm clear. And I just feel more in alignment with just the world and the universe.
Whoa, that's a beautiful claim right there.
Yeah,
that's a good note to finish it on, actually. And I'd like to just ask I always ask my guests what their number one vitality secret is. I'm wondering what you're going to say now.
It's funny you say that. What's my secret, or what's my why, or my inspiration?
Your number one vitality secret.
Mindset. Believe in yourself. Believe in anything is possible. The word impossible only means I am possible. And I can, I shall, I will. Or we can, we shall, we will. That's my mantra. Everything I say is that don't give up, keep going. And it's all about mindset. No matter where you're going through, what kind of trauma you may have, there's always hope. And once you think you're stuck in that darkness, we'll come around, we're going to light a candle, we'll walk you out of it. And just believe this moment is going to pass.
Beautiful. That's wow. I have no comment other than thank you for saying that.
I learned from you, Neil. You're one of my best friends and one of my best coaches. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that and for being on this podcast. It's always a pleasure, Sean, to have you on this show. Well, it's been a few times, and to speak with you.
Thank you, Neil. Anytime you want to come back, and I'll come back anytime and talk. And hopefully I didn't offend anybody regarding the topics.
We'll sex life. Hopefully not.
Thank you, pal. Okay, buddy.
Thank you. Until next time. You take care.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for everything.
Thank you for listening to the Vitality Secret podcast. If you liked this, please leave a 5-star rating. And if you loved it, please take a few minutes to leave a review. The more ratings and reviews that are left, the easier it is for this life-changing information to get into the hands of people who need it. Reverse chronic illness, strengthen your immune system, and build resilience at vitalitysecret.com.